Now I'd like to share with you a couple different sections from God's Word that show us more about what Jesus did, why he came, why he entered into this world of sin. And first we're going to hear from Titus chapter 3. We're going to hear here who we were, what Jesus did for us, and now, because of how he saved us, what we do going forward. We're going to see that it was a world full of bad people, sin-filled people. It was our world and we were the people. But then it entered, it being the kindness and love of God, and it appeared to us as the person of Jesus Christ. Here's what Paul says to Titus. At one time, we too were foolish, disobedient, deceived, and enslaved by all kinds of passions and pleasures. We lived in malice and envy, being hated and hating one another. But when the kindness and love of God our Savior appeared, he saved us, not because of righteous things we had done, but because of his mercy. He saved us through the washing of rebirth and renewal by the Holy Spirit, whom he poured out on us generously through Jesus Christ our Savior, so that, having been justified by his grace, we might become heirs having the hope of eternal life. This is a trustworthy saying, and I want you to stress these things, so that those who have trusted in God may be careful to devote themselves to doing what is good. These things are excellent and profitable for everyone. This is God's Word. Now, I'm going to read to you from Jesus' life from Luke chapter 4, and you'll see how it fits in with the sermon in a little bit. But the context here is that Jesus was saying, hey, remember what that old prophet Isaiah said in that one place? Oh yeah, that was about me. He said this to the people in his hometown. And for a while, they were excited. But then he told them that it was about him and that he came to deal with the sin of all people. That's the kind of Messiah, the kind of Savior he was, not a political one to give them victory over their political enemies or anything like that. No, he was a spiritual Savior. And then, well, then they didn't like him so much, as you'll see. Here's Luke 4. Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Holy Spirit, and news about him spread throughout the whole countryside. He was teaching in their synagogues, and everyone praised him. He went to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and on the Sabbath day he went into the synagogue, as was his custom. He stood up to read, and the scroll of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him. Unrolling it, he found the place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Then he rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of everyone in the synagogue were fastened on him. He began by saying to them, "Today this scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. "Isn't this Joseph's son?" they asked. Now we're skipping a few verses here. Jesus tells them the reason he came, to be a spiritual Savior. Verse 28 says, "All the people in the synagogue were furious when they heard this. They got up, drove him out of the town, and took him to the brow of the hill on which the town was built, in order to throw him off the cliff. But Jesus walked right through the crowd and went on his way." This is God's Word. And Jesus walked through them and went on his way because he entered into this world not to be killed by being pushed off a cliff in his hometown of Nazareth. He would die on a hill, yeah, but not up there. It would be on a hill outside Jerusalem a couple years later. Go ahead, listen, sing along to the next song. We'll see you back for the sermon.